Today we are here remembering the amazing Daisy Mae. Daisy Mae was a family pet. I came home from school. I was taking class one summer. At the door holding a cute little gray striped kitty. She kind of looked like a little spider monkey in the face, had a real fluffy tail. Not exactly what I wanted to see since we already had a cat. And Jennifer looks at me with her great big brown eyes, and she's holding this little kitten, and she says, "Can we keep her, Mom? Please, can we keep her?" And I was very adamant that we were not going to keep that cat, just as I was with the cat she had found a year earlier. So she pleaded her case, and if you know kids very well, that means she cried and she got her way. So Daisy Mae became a member of our family. Now I mentioned that we already had a cat that she had found a year earlier, and his name was Midnight. And we still have Midnight. If you don't know much about cats, they tend to be creatures of habit. They're not real receptive to change. And when we first introduced Daisy Mae, he was not having it. He did not want her there. He did not like her. But after a while, he decided, well, she's not going anywhere, so we'll accept her, and he grew to love her just like we did. You see, Midnight was a little bit older than Daisy Mae, so he wasn't quite as playful as she was. But he entertained her. He did well. Excuse me. Now, Daisy Mae could do two things that I felt was unique to a cat. She could turn on light switches on a wall. I found this out one night when she was trying to wake me up to let her out, and I kept trying to ignore her, thinking she would just lay back down and just leave me alone, basically, but she didn't. A few minutes later, I thought she had laid down. Yeah, well, the overhead light came on, and it's 4:30 in the morning, and I'm half asleep, so I look around the room, and she's sitting on the back of a chair that I had pushed up to the wall where the light switch was. And I just kind of, thought, well, it's just a fluke thing. She bumped into the light switch. Well, after a couple of more times of this happening, I realized she knew how to get up there and had figured out how to turn on the light switch. So one night, my daughter was sleeping with me because she had watched a scary movie. And she's laying there, and about 4:30 in the morning, Daisy Mae decides it's time for us to get up and let her out. And this time she went to Jenny. And Jenny did the same thing I did. She kept trying to ignore her, and finally I just told Jenny, I said, "You better get up and let her out, or she's going to turn that light on." And Jenny didn't believe me. And about 10 minutes later, the light came on in the bedroom. Daisy Mae had turned the light on, so Jenny got up and let her out. She could also get the lid off of our container that the cat food was in, and that may not seem like a really big feat, but it was a container that was designed to keep the moisture out, and it was very difficult to open. But there were several days that we would come home from work and school, and the cat food container would be on the floor and the lid was open. This has not happened anymore since Daisy Mae left us, so we know it was her. We never saw her do it, but we know it was her. She also loved clean sheets. I always do my laundry on Saturday, and it was often a task to get the bed made because I would be trying to get the fitted sheet on, and she would be in the middle of it. I'd put her on the floor, she'd get back up. Well, once I finally got the bed made, she would crawl up in the middle of the bed and just stretch out and just sleep for hours. She loved clean laundry. Now, of the two cats, Daisy Mae was the one who would, as I say, go on the prowl. Midnight never left us much, but Daisy would go missing for a couple of days, and we would see other cats coming around the house, so we knew, well, she'll be back in a couple of days. But one day she went missing, and after about the fourth day, we feared that something had happened to Daisy Mae. And on the 5th day, my son found her, and we had to say goodbye to our Daisy Mae. My daughter's heart was broken as my son picked her little body up and prepared to give her a proper burial. She was a family member, and her loss saddened all of us. Midnight searched for her for several days, and he mourned and grieved for her for several days. We've mourned her, and although she's not with us anymore, we still miss her, and we still have wonderful memories of her, and we often tell the stories of the light switch and the cat food container. So we just want to say rest in peace, Daisy Mae. You were truly amazing.